What's happening, guys? Happy Monday once again, and welcome everyone to our daily live stream. We are broadcasting live every day on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV, and we are bringing the markets to your doorstep with a team of technical analysts and industry experts in an effort to help you make informed decisions with your trading strategies. These broadcasts are proudly sponsored by our partners at Forexy and Markets.com. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you like the content, guys, and support us in delivering more great content. Very good afternoon, everyone. You can find more details and updates regarding our live stream and the competitions that we will be launching very soon in the upcoming days on instructfx.com. This is the website. All you have to do is go on instructfx.com, and on the main page of the website, you will see the daily live stream. And at the top of the page, you will see again a button that sends you to the daily live stream. All you have to do is just click on either one of the social media channels where we are broadcasting live, and you're going to watch us live. No registration required, no details. No credit card payment. Everything is completely free for you to take the best and the most educated decision when you come across investments and CFDs. Right, going back to today's topic, guys, we are 10 minutes ahead of the US opening. Let's have a look at the charts and see how the markets move today on the European trading session and what's expected to happen after the US opening. Right, let's have a quick look at the charts first of all, guys, and see how the markets moved, what happened. We see crude oil trading at 41.22 as things stand right now. It didn't really move much from the market opening today. Hey, it is pointing upwards. We have news on oil, which I will share with you in the next couple of minutes. Hey, we see the RSI and the stochastic still pointing upwards. The RSI didn't get into the overbought levels. Now, if this important resistance level at 41.40, guys, will be broken, then probably the price will go higher at 42.70, 42.73, somewhere there, where was the previous high. But again, you need the confirmation from the markets. You need the candlesticks to settle above the resistance line. Okay, and from there on, you can make an informed decision. Basically, we're looking at the charts on a 1 hour chart. So again, for beginner traders, every green or red candlestick represents 1 hour. Okay, so we can see oil basically trading flat today, and just before the US opening, we see a bit of a push. Okay, but again, very careful with this important support level, which resistance level, which we see here at 41.31. Okay, for a breakout to happen, you need the candlesticks to settle above that line. Okay, and from there on, you know what you have to do. Let's have a look at the euro and see how the euro performed. Wow, very good rally for the euro today. On the entire European session, we see the euro pushing higher and currently trading at 117.80, versus the 117 roughly that it had this morning. Yeah, we see a tiny pullback happening, but then again, we see a red candlestick closing and a green candlestick starting. So that is the consolidation that I was telling you about above the resistance line. Okay, if we decrease the time frame to a 15-minute charts, again, we should be able to see more green and red candlesticks pushing higher from this level, from the 117.77 and settling above that level. If that's the case, then we might be seeing the euro pushing even higher after the US opening, which will be in exactly 6 minutes from now. Okay, still very good rally for the euro today. Again, we see the pound doing something very similar with the euro, which rallied for about 6 hours today. A tiny pullback, of course, was expected. This is the small correction that usually happens after such a good rally. But let's see how the US markets open and where are we going to take it from here. Okay, probably as we speak, UK is in talks with the European Union in UK trying to agree on a potential Brexit strategy. Okay, because obviously the one that they agreed upon so far is not working out for either one of the parties. Let's look at the USD JPY, which again was quite flat today. It got a bit of power now just ahead of the US opening. But again, nothing spectacular happened with the USD JPY. Something did happen with the US dollar index, though. We will get to that in just a second, and you will see the movement. Yeah, we see the Aussie dollar doing okay-ish on the European session. It pushed slightly higher. We might see it starting an uptrend. Yeah, we see the downtrend, then we see the ranging market, and then slowly the Aussie dollar pushing higher and creating higher highs. Who knows if the US dollar will keep on dropping, then probably we will see the Aussie dollar going a bit higher. But again, it all has to do with the US dollar. There you go, guys. USD Canadian. You can see the US dollar dropping versus the Canadian dollar for, again, 6-7 hours straight. And by the looks of it, it's looking to push even lower, probably aiming for the 131.42 level. Yeah, or even the 131.20 or somewhere in that region. Now, the S&P 500, which hasn't opened yet, yeah, we can see it on Friday closing in red at 3483. Positive opening is expected for the American indices today for the S&P 500 as well as the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, as we have the earnings season ongoing. Okay, and we're going to have a lot of companies announcing their figures for the previous quarter. Let's see what's going to happen in exactly 3 minutes. We're going to witness the US opening live, guys, and we're going to ring the bell again. Let's move on quickly to the US dollar index, which, if you look carefully, there you go. You can see the drop, guys. The US dollar index is basically the US dollar measured against a basket of currencies, about 6 other currencies. And you can see the fantastic drop that it had for, again, 6-7 hours straight. We see a bit of a push now, currently trading at 93,300. With the RSI and the stochastic in the oversold sections. Let's see what's going to happen once the US opens the market in less than 2 minutes. Looking at gold, traded slightly higher today, currently trading at 1915, but overall it was flat. Maybe we're going to get a bit more indication once the US markets open. We're looking at the Brent oil futures currently trading at $42.91, just short of the $43 mark. Okay, they are pushing higher. Yeah, we're looking at Brent oil as well as crude oil trying to push higher with the RSI and the stochastic pointing upwards, somewhere in between. Yeah, the RSI is somewhere in between, and the stochastic is in the oversold section. It turned around, which usually gives traders a bit of hope in a potential uptrend, a potential upwards movement. Again, lots of pressure in the upcoming minutes from the US opening. Let's move on and have a quick look at silver, guys, which is currently trading at $24.90, which is copying the dollar. If you look at the chart, yeah, had a good rally for a few hours, and now it's pulling back slightly, but again, very shy. And the Bitcoin, guys, is pushing towards the 11,700 mark. Again, fantastic rally for the Bitcoin. This movement only started in the last 20 minutes, guys, because I checked the charts about 20 minutes ago, and Bitcoin was trading just below the 11,600 mark. Right, we are exactly 1 minute away from the US opening, guys. Let's try and ring the bell together. Okay, we're going to see this ad ending soon, and then we should see live the US opening for the first time with the new branding. Bear with me for just a second. Yes, it's a COVID advert, guys. We have to be careful. I'm going to share some interesting news about COVID in the upcoming minutes. Now I'm just waiting for the US opening so we can ring the bell together, guys. We had interesting news coming in today. US stocks are really expected to open higher today, recovering after recent losses, with the battle for additional fiscal stimulus remaining in the spotlight. The U.S. Senate is set to vote on a limited $300 billion stimulus bill on Wednesday, but this is extremely unlikely to pass the House, as the Democrats have already rejected bigger numbers in the past as insufficient. We have the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies due to meet later on today to assess the state of the market, and the market conditions. While no supply decisions are expected at this point, the group is under pressure to revise its plan to increase supply by 1.9 million barrels a day in January 2021. Now, we are 25 seconds away from the US opening, guys. Gold futures traded slightly higher today on the back of the USD index falling for straight 6 hours since this morning, since the EU opening. And as I said, the Bitcoin is rallying, aiming for the 11,700 mark, or why not the $12,000 mark. In 3, 2, 1, guys, welcome to the US trading session. Welcome to the US trading session, everyone. Let's see how the markets open today. The charts will react in a minute. Yes, the S&P 500, we can see it opening higher than its closing on Friday. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones and see how the Dow Jones is moving. Again, a positive opening for the Dow Jones at the US opening. And a quick look at the dollar index, which opened the red candlestick. From what we see here, probably the US dollar index will push a bit lower today after the US opening, with the US stock markets pushing higher. Now, we're going to go back to the charts in the next few minutes. Guys, don't be shy. Interact with me. If you have questions, if you have anything you're struggling with when it comes to trading, feel free to type your questions on either one of the live stream channels that we're using, and I will see the questions and I will do my best to help. Also, brace, guys, because in a few days we're going to start seeing guests in the studio. We're going to start seeing financial analysts. We're going to start seeing investment specialists that will come here to help you achieve your financial goal, and most importantly, to help you understand how to approach this humongous Forex and CFDs market. Now, very, very interesting article that I read earlier on investing.com with the courtesy of Jeffrey Smith. See that China's economy continued recovery in the third quarter. I touched up on this morning, but let's have another read. We can never have too much information. China's economy continued recovery in the third quarter, and China remained the only major economy in the world set to grow this year, funny enough. Official statistics released overnight showed gross domestic product grew 2.7% in the third quarter and was up 4.9% from a year earlier. While the quarterly growth was a sharp slowdown from an upward revised 11.7% expansion in the 3 months through June, and fell short of consensus forecasts of 3.2%, the quarter nonetheless finished on a relatively strong rate, with September data for retail sales and industrial production both posting their strongest months since the pandemic struck. Right, okay, as the article says, I think China is the only country in the world that is recovering and that has a positive economy. Right. Nancy Pelosi, guys, Nancy Pelosi, big news coming from the States. Nancy Pelosi gives 48-hour deadline for stimulus package. Finally, we see some deadlines. We see something happening. The political theater around the U.S. fiscal stimulus package continues, with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying at the weekend she's still optimistic that a deal can be reached before the elections on the 3rd of November. By the way, guys, we're going to witness the U.S. elections live in the studio on November 3rd. Stay tuned and watch them with InstructFX and its partners, with Forexy, with Markets.com, and with Quibsy.com, one of the biggest and best marketing companies. Now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said at the weekend that the GOP-controlled upper chamber, which will hold votes on individual measures, a strategy that still aims to avoid signing up for the House Democrats' plans to funnel money to state and local governments. Now, President Donald Trump, who still trails rival Joe Biden by around 9 points, according to most recent polls, meanwhile claimed to support a larger stimulus package than the one Nancy Pelosi proposed. Finally, show us the money, guys. Show us the money. Show the U.S. Firms the money so they can recover. Right, U.S. stocks markets did open higher today with hopes that the latest deadline pressure will focus minds to get support out to struggling businesses and households. Yeah, at 6:25 a.m. Eastern Time, Dow 30 futures were up 179 points or 0.6%, while the S&P 500 futures were up 0.7% and Nasdaq futures were up 1%. Okay, something is finally happening. Now, number 4 on the board, we see hopes for Brexit deal lifting the pound, lifting the sterling. Sterling rose above the 130 on hopes that the UK and EU will still find a way to break the deadlock on their talks over future trading arrangements once the post-Brexit transition period ends on December 31st this year. Okay, we have, what do we have? Less than 2 months, guys, or about 2 months. The UK's House of Lords is expected to heavily amend the controversial internal market bill, which is due to start being debated this week, removing or watering down the key clauses that amount to a breach of the withdrawal agreement that governs the transition process. Now, the withdrawal agreement is in which the two sides pledge not to allow the erection of a hard border on the island of Ireland. I love the phraseology on this one. Erection of a hard border was also supposed to be the foundation of any future trading arrangement. Prime Minister Boris Johnson championed the agreement last year as an over-ready deal, but he and his party now want to scrap it. Yeah, right. I don't want to make any comments. I don't want to say anything, guys. Hey, it is what it is. We're going to see the outcome, and most importantly, UK will see the outcome of their actions on the 31st of December, if not sooner. Now, number 5 on the board, and last but not the least, OPEC and its allies meet in Vienna to review the state of their existing deal on withholding oil supplies from the world market. The bloc is expected to stick, at least in principle, to its schedule of restoring nearly 2 million barrels of oil a day to world markets from the start of next year. At present, it's keeping back some 7 million barrels a day in an effort to whittle down some of the stockpiles that accumulated with the pandemic caused demand to collapse earlier in the year. Right, this is the whole point, guys. Oil and commodities in general react to supply and demand measures. Yeah, obviously with an oversupplied market and very little demand, it's unlikely for oil price to stabilize around the $65 mark that economists were predicting, or even OPEC Plus said at the last meeting that they are aiming to try and stabilize the markets, or they see a stabilization of the markets somewhere around the $60-65 mark at some point next year. Now, truth being told, guys, if this will continue the way it does, if the COVID pandemic will continue and we're going to see another lockdown, which is just around the corner, is this close of happening, I don't know how oil price can go up with the stockpiles accumulating every week and every month and very little to no demand. Yeah, if we're talking about lockdown in the Eurozone, yeah, most of the countries, then the demand will be almost non-existent. Okay, now let's move on again to the charts and see if the markets are reacting finally to after the market opening. Nothing yet. Let's decrease the time frame to a 5-minute chart and see how the markets are moving right now. Again, not a lot of activity is happening right now. We know that in exactly 5 minutes, ECB President Christine Lagarde will have another press conference. So maybe that's why the markets are very, very shy as things stand right now. We see the pound pushing ahead of the ECB meeting. We see the euro pushing as well. Again, shy, but it's pushing. Quick look at USD JPY. Nothing really interesting is happening. We see the RSI and the stochastic. The RSI is pointing downwards. The stochastic is flat and seems to be one to turn around. to point downwards. Okay, on pressure from the U.S. stock markets. All right, USD Canadian, guys. USD Canadian is advancing the downtrend from what we see here. Okay, clear downtrend. The RSI and the stochastic are pointing lower clearly. Okay, US 500, the S&P 500, good opening for the S&P 500. For the ones of us that need a stronger US stock market today, let's hope it's going to keep pushing higher and recover from the amazing meltdown that it had for about 2 months. Okay, it recovered most of it. If you look at the charts here, we can see the recovery. It's almost 100% recovery. Now, I'd like to think this was just a pullback, and it was the third or the fourth Elliott wave, and now we're looking at the fifth Elliott wave, which hopefully will push us back towards the 3578 mark, if not higher, allowing the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones to continue the uptrend that they had for years and years and years. Now, as a proof that the situation can get worse, guys, look what happened here. Okay, that was in when was that? In February. Yeah, beginning of the year. Big meltdown, way bigger than the one we had last month. And again, there's the proof the markets recovered. So fingers crossed, hopefully the markets will have the ability of recovering one more time, allowing us to go long on the US indices and on the US stocks. Also, having the earnings season now, lots of companies will announce their figures. The ones of them that actually managed to make a bit of profit in the previous quarter very likely will help the indices and push the value a bit higher. Okay, same thing happens with the Dow Jones. The markets are still shy to react as things stand right now, but again, the push is obvious. Okay, they both opened on a positive note. Let's hope that will continue. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar, and then we're going to take some trading signals, guys, and see what is expected to happen in the economic calendar. Right, we have FOMC member Williams speaking at 4 o'clock. That was 42 minutes ago, guys. And in 22 minutes, we have the Bank of England member Conliffe speaking. Okay, followed by a business outlook survey in 47 minutes. Okay, on the Canadian dollar. Right, at 1900 hours, German president will have again a press conference. Probably it's related to the measures, the lockdown measures that are just around the corner around Europe. The entire Europe is talking about a new potential lockdown. Let's see what's that going to happen, how that will affect the euro. And at 2100 hours GMT plus 3, guys, we have the federal budget balance. Okay, followed by two FOMC members again speaking publicly. Right, not a lot going on, but still good volatility ahead. Okay, I'll give you more details about the conditions of the market and what's expected in the economic calendar tomorrow morning, guys, at the European opening. Till then, let's have a look at some trading signals. Yes, some technical analysis on the currency pairs, and we can have a look at commodities as well as indices. Yeah, we're looking at the Euro USD. The Euro seems to be stuck in a strong buy position on 3 time frames versus the US dollar as well as the pound. The pound is stuck on a strong buy on all 4 time frames. Hey, the USD CHF, just like this morning, guys, is still in a strong sell. Okay, the USD Canadian again is in a strong sell. So if you want to trade currency pairs, you might want to have a look at USD CHF and USD Canadian. Analyze the charts, get some trading signals, compare the trading signals with the charts, and then if things make sense to you, then why not? You know what you have to do. Euro seems to be strengthening versus the Japanese yen on 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, and a 1-hour chart. So fairly short-term trading. And again, the euro seems to be weakening against the CHF, the Swiss franc. The euro time frames versus the Swiss franc, and the pound is in a strong buy. Okay, just like the euro versus the Japanese yen. Okay, this is what's going on with the major currency pairs. Let's have a look at commodities, guys. See what investing.com has to say about commodities. We see gold and silver pulling back a bit on short time frames. Strong sell on 5 minutes and 15 minutes. But the daily and the hourly still remains a buy and a strong buy. So what does that mean? Let's have a quick look at the charts, because now I'm curious as well. At gold. Right, okay. So this was either a fake breakout, okay, that happened on gold here, okay, or again, we're looking at a pullback which could potentially be followed by another push, another rally, something like that. Okay, we got used to the markets reacting like this by now. Again, we see gold creating a higher low. We see gold creating a higher high from what we see on the chart. So that might give us a bit of hope if the US dollar keeps on dropping and gives more buying power to gold. Now, the trouble is RSI and stochastic turned around. They're pointing downwards. Okay, now a key level, when you see things like this happening, a key level, guys, is the 50% mark. Okay, from this movement that happened during the day today. Okay, if the retracement, if it's just a tiny retracement, just a pullback, then probably it's going to bounce somewhere around the 50% mark, and then it's going to head higher. Yeah, creating a higher high. Alternatively, if it's going to go below the 50% mark, then all eyes on the previous low, guys, which is there. Okay, as this might just be a fake breakout. We saw this last week. We saw this 2 weeks ago. We see this every single day. Fake breakouts are there. It's a good thing when breakouts happen, because you can position yourself on the market ahead of the breakout and just catch as much movement as you can. But let's see. Yeah, most importantly is to trade carefully and not get distracted by fake breakouts or small movements like this. Now, back to the trading signals here. We're looking at crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil stuck in a strong buy position on all 4 time frames. Okay, so that might be an interesting asset to have a look at. Yeah, crude oil and Brent oil. Natural gas, again, is stuck in a strong buy on all 4 time frames. Okay, remember, guys, it's not a must to trade everything and every single commodity and every single currency pair out there. Okay, the most important thing is to minimize the drawdown, position yourself in the market wisely, and maximize the opportunity. This is how it works. Right, not a lot happening. Yes, crude oil is looking to push a bit higher, and looking at Brent oil the same. Okay, it's an interesting asset to have a look at. Tesla apparently was expected to do fairly well today. Again, we see a mixed opening. We can't really tell. Apparently, it opened higher than the closing on Friday. But as things stand right now, we don't see Tesla having the power to push towards the $464 mark, at least for now. Okay, you know by now markets need a bit of time to settle. Right, Ethereum is currently trading at $380. It is pushing higher from what we see. It had a very good rally, just like Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe we're going to see Ripple reaching 386, which is the previous high later on today. And Bitcoin is still trading short of the 11,700 mark at 11,665. Okay. Right, if you want to get more accurate trading signals, guys, you can join Forex's Facebook group. Look for Forex, and they have a Facebook group where they post trading signals with an accuracy of up to 75%. Okay, that's very interesting. And why not compare the signals? Yeah, compare the signals. If you're not certain about something, if you're not sure about something, feel free to compare the signals and get at least 2 or 3 confirmations before you open a trade. Right, this was it for today, guys. I'm sorry we didn't have more activity on the markets today, but it's only Monday, guys. We still have 4.5 trading days ahead. On Wednesday, we're going to have a guest in the studio, which will bring us more intel and more information about the market. And by then, we're going to try and get more trading signals to try and help you understand how trading signals work and how you could get free trading signals. Yeah, a trading signal, guys, is just a sum of technical indicators. Yeah, that shows you a probability. Yeah, it's a game of averages. It's not a secret formula to make money. So if you learn technical analysis and you can analyze the charts by yourself, then the only reason why you need a technical indicator is to double check your knowledge. Okay, this is it. Right, this is it from my side today, guys. Join us in. Stay tuned. We're coming back in 30 seconds with the first edition of Dumb Money, guys. First edition of Dumb Money will bring a smile on your face and hopefully some very interesting information. Okay, about retail trading. Stay tuned. We're coming back live in 30 seconds.